Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking Little Single Season 1 Episode 7, Desert Heat and Cold Shoulders. So yeah, we just gotta get on into it and get on in here and get on out. Okay, so this episode picks up where I left off last week with Krista confronting Steph about, that big fight that they had and everything. And this, Krista just wants to drop it, and she told Steph that, I would never do this to you. I would never call you the B word and this and that and everything. But you know what? I just want to like end this conversation and just like move on and never speak of it again. And Steph was just like, yeah, I agree. So after Krista left, Steph was just like, you know what? If I wasn't annoyed with you before, I am now. Like, come on. Because Steph actually said that conversation really went nowhere, really. And that she acted like she was better than everybody by saying she was just like, you never called someone to be word before. Come on now, princess. She called her princess and stuff. But, oh well, I'm glad everybody's doing their separate thing tonight. So Krista's getting ready to finally go on her date with Anthony. Okay, they're going to a trampoline park and do some jumping. So Anthony picks her up in a nice car, and she gets ready to go on a date with them and everything. While they're in the car, he asks like, "Who are your closest friends?" Like so far, and she said JJ in the house, and then her one sister friend Jasmine. But she said that Krista said that she's like kind of like feels like JJ's been a little iffy around her, and we'll talk more about that here in a few. So Anthony and Krista go on their day to go jump around trampoline park. They're doing front flips all over the place. They're fitting it right in with the kids. I'm just saying, they fit it right in with the kids. So they had a conversation about basically the staring, because they feel like when they're being a little person, people stare at them. Anthony is not fazed by it one bit. He embraces his dwarfism and stuff. Krista just feels like she's like everybody's always staring at her and stuff, and she loves the fact that Anthony doesn't is not like scared by that basically. So I thought that was very nice. Meanwhile, while Krista and Anthony are on their date, JJ, John, Steph, and Sammy decided to go do some pop golf. They go do some golf, and they want to find JJ a date, because JJ's like the only one who hasn't really had any kind of like action since the season begins, since she's been in the house and stuff. So they want to go find her a date. They get to the golf place, and John starts yelling, any lucky guy who's single, any single lucky guys, we got a great girl over here. And Barry stirred a little bit. He was like, anybody single, any great guys, come after him. He was like, I'll be a great wing. And John was like, I'll be a great wing woman. Oh, wing woman? Oh, I meant wing man. Oh my god, I must be a woman then. But you know what? For someone to yell and be like, for someone to yell and yell like any single friends, that is a good friend. That is a good wingman, in my opinion. My brother-in-law used to do that even when we were younger. So he tried. So yeah, but that didn't work, and she felt a little bit embarrassed, but she thought it was sweet. So, but JJ and Steph, they want to do some like little glam up stuff. They want to go get kind of get their groove on a little bit, and they have plans the next day to go do something pretty wild. So, but before we do that, everybody comes back to the house. After Anthony drops Krista off from the day, everybody's back in the house sleeping. The next day rolls around, and the group is, well, Sammy, Steph, John, and JJ are making breakfast, right? And Krista is nowhere to be found. Krista is always the last person to wake up, and apparently she has not helped around the house. She has not helped cook. She has not helped clean. She's had everything handed to her. Now, we talked a lot about this throughout the season on how Krista has just had everything handed to her. And now everybody else is now starting to get kind of annoyed, especially JJ. JJ was just like, you know what? I'm so sick of this. She has not, like, she was supposed to be out here helping us cook and clean and stuff, and she has not done none of that stuff. She could at least do the dishes or something and everything. So everybody's yelling for Krista. Krista, food's ready, Krista. She in the shower, taking the shower. She's blow drying her hair and everything. And everybody's just annoyed. It's just like, you know, I don't really care about what I look like early this morning. We're all friends here. Like, I don't really care what I look. She blow drying her hair, getting ready, this, and that. And powder whack and everything. So she finally comes out and eats and everything, and then her and the other girls sit and talk, and she talks about her date with Anthony, and she said that it went well. They did not kiss and everything. Krista again said that she likes the fact that he's not, you know, when people stare, he's not fazed by that. And, you know, Steph told her, you know, you both deserve to be happy, because realistically, Steph really wants Krista to be with Anthony more than anybody else and stuff and everything. So that was just that. So now JJ and Steph, they decided to go to a sex shop and stuff. And they go to the sex shop, and they try to make themselves look a little bit sexy and stuff and everything. They asked the worker there, like, do you have anything like for people with that can help with people with disabilities? And she gave them something and stuff and everything, but there was a couple of toys and stuff, and they just wanted to shake their rear ends and stuff and everything, and try to be a little sexy, because they're really trying to get JJ on a date. And come to find out, JJ, and she mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, she does have a crush on John. She has a crush on John. Now, we all know John has a girlfriend, right? And JJ knows that. But they want JJ and John to go on a date, not a real date, but just like a little trial run date, like a little practice, basically a practice date, basically, and stuff, because JJ has been hurt so much in the past and everything. So, and JJ said that she really likes John, but she doesn't want to step on the girlfriend's toes or whatever and everything. So yeah, I mean, and she's kind of, when they were talking about it, she started to blush and everything, and it was cute. It was really cute. So JJ and John are going to go on a practice date, and like I said, I really think that's going to be nice. I think they should date. Now, judging by the previews of next week, there's going to be a lot of question on John's girlfriend, because why he's kept this like secretive with his best friends and everything. So yeah. So another morning arises, and once again, like, Krista has not done the dishes. Krista has not done nothing around the house. Like, the group is getting ready to have another fun day, but they're still going to clean up and stuff around the house. And JJ is just fed up with Krista not doing anything. So she's like, Krista needs to do the dishes, at least. Do the dishes and everything. And Krista's just like, I'm kind of like worried about my friendship with JJ, because ever since this fight, like, she comforts Steph throughout that whole fight with me and Steph and Sammy and stuff. So, like, I really don't know where we stand, and now she's like getting mad at me over some dishes when we have more important things to worry about. Like, no, she ain't worried about that. And I said this last week. JJ has been brought in the middle of everything. Everybody tells her everything. Like, she's the go-to person, and she's being mutual. she's being mutual with everybody. She's trying to be, at least. She's not being two-faced. She really wants to stay out of it, but everybody keeps coming to her for a lot of things, and now she just wants to get in. So it's not personal, but it's not even about like what's going on with her little love triangle. And here's another thing. Speaking of love triangle, Krista said something when she was talking to Steph and JJ. She said that she's never been in a love triangle before. She's always been focused on one guy, because also this Parker guy that she met at the club a few episodes ago has been DMing her. She said that she's never been only focused on one guy and stuff. But then just a few weeks ago, she's like, I'm always in a love triangle. Like, girl, please. Now, okay, like I said, Krista's a sweet girl, but now she's just starting to sound ridiculous. She's not making herself look good. Again, and I know it's TLC. There's probably some editing, bad editing, and we probably didn't hear every little thing. That's what they all say and all that, whatever. But but the producers rolled back the footage, so it can't be too produced there. But she's just, I don't know, like, I hate to say this, and please forgive me, don't come at me in the comment section for this. She reminds me of those, I guess I could say, like, preppy girls from high school. The preppy girls, like, the girls that were just the really popular girls, in school, that just, like, all the guys loved, and, they were good looking, they knew hot stuff and everything. Krista still has that. It just seems like Krista still has that preppy girl mentality and stuff and everything, because I'm not using her dwarfism as the excuse for just how she's acting. And again, she's single. She is single, so she can do whatever she wants. So, I mean, that's not the issue. It's just that how she's doing it, it's just off to me a little bit. But nonetheless, she did do the dishes just to shut JJ up. So now the whole group is planning on going to the gay bar this evening and stuff. And I guess like Krista's friend Parker is going to be there and stuff and everything. So Sammy and John dress up and I think like John had on this nice outfit, and Sammy asked him, do you need a belt? And he was like, do you think I need a belt with this body? Heck no. So the whole group goes to the gay club and everything. And while they're at the club, Sammy starts flirting with this girl named First he flirts with this one girl. He has this one girl to dance. And the girl starts dancing with him. And then he asked her, are you single? She's like, no. And he's like, oh, dang. Well, I already struck out there. And then he met this other girl named Allie, and who he had a lot of comment with. And she was just like, do you like vodka or tequila? And he said, like, tequila and stuff like that. And they hit it off really well and stuff. So we'll see if Sammy follows through with this girl named Allie. And again, they're trying to get JJ hooked, and they're still talking about JJ and John going on that practice date or whatever, which makes no sense. And then we seen Krista and her friend Parker show up. Parker shows up. He was a little late, but he shows up. And Parker and Krista, he's average size. Parker has a good connection with her, and they're hitting it off. And Krista and Parker actually kiss. They shared a real passionate kiss. Now, Steph and JJ saw that kiss and were just like, okay, you know what? Steph was like, I'm all for making out in the bar and stuff, but I just think that Krista is just playing everybody here. She's playing Anthony. She's not being honest with Anthony. She didn't even kiss. Okay, so she went on a date with Anthony and didn't kiss him. That's fine. But she's at the club kissing Parker. So where's her mindset? Like, not her mindset. Where are her mature priorities in line? Again, she's single, and they say, and JJ and Steph say, yeah, she's single, and she's a sweet girl and everything, but something's just not right Something's just not right. She's just not being honest with herself and everything. And at this point, like I said, Crystal don't really know what she wants. So, I felt bad a couple of weeks ago when everybody came after her and everything, when Steph came after her, but I'm starting to see Steph's point of view a little bit more now. I don't know. I mean, again, she's single. Like, this is one of those things. Like, we always get mad. A lot of people get mad about that one person just going all over the place, and other people will call her names and stuff. I'm not going to do that. So I don't know why it bothers us so much when someone who's single likes to go over the place and stuff and everything. But we just don't want anybody getting hurt. Feelings are in line, and seeing like a good guy like Anthony get his heart broken will just be hard, because Krista's only dated average sized guys, really, because Anthony was her first LP man that she went on a date with. So yeah. But like I said, judging by the previews of next week, like I said, Krista is still wondering what her friendship like with JJ's like, and JJ and John are going to go on that date, and then we're going to figure out what's really going on with John and his girlfriend. And Sammy's been a little bit quiet at this episode, so better than him flirting with that girl Allie at the bar. So we'll see how that all plays out. I don't know how many y'all let me know how many more episodes are left of the singles. I really do like this show though. But anyway, guys, that was basically it. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll be back on tomorrow and Friday and Saturday to do a whole round of Married at First Sight. So, again, I liked how I did it last week with the recap, so I'm going to do it again this week. Let me check. I need to check one thing for Married at First Sight, because I think... I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is another week of 3 episodes or if it's 2. Let me check. Ooh, we got an update. Okay. Okay, we wrapped up episode 6. Okay, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. So we have another, basically the rest of the season until the finale is going to be 3 episodes. So we'll have episodes 7, 8, and 9 tomorrow. So I may be back on tomorrow to do episode 7, and then 8 and 9 on Friday or Saturday, or do like I did last week. Just take a break tomorrow and do episode 7 on Friday and 8 and 9 on Saturday. So we'll see how the episodes look before I do that. So yeah. They're going to be 20 episodes, and we're on 7, 8, and 9. Okay. So, yeah, I'll be, over the weekend, I'll be doing Married at First Sight. So, anyway, guys, again, thank you guys so much, and I'll see y'all again soon. Love you guys. Bye.